The hardest part of adjusting to change in this chapter of my life is doing it without a true artistic medium. All throughout the hardship that I endured when I was younger, I had the ability to write about it, to express my feelings in beautiful ways through words and language techniques and metaphors, and every now and again I look through my old poems and stories and essays and I almost grieve the loss of being able to sit down, openly and honestly, with my feelings, and produce something beautiful from it. Yeah, I wasn't in a particularly good headspace when my writing got really good, but having that passion almost acted as a panacea to the things I was going through, like a momentary escape from the mayhem that was ubiquitous within my household. I think it was a defining ritual in coming to terms with my trauma. I initially lost my passion for writing after I realised how unapplicable the skill is in the real world. I can admit that it's a completely valid hobby, but the only real world skills I gained from obsessing over this artistic endeavour is the ability to write emails and reports, things I never really cared about. I haven't written anything in almost 3 years. I came to realise that if I was going to pursue writing as a bona fide career, I would ultimately end up with a quality of life that I didn't want for myself, which was probably being broke as hell and still living at home. That realisation poisoned me. It destroyed my confidence. Realising that the thing I'm exceptionally talented at has very little use in society is honestly the hardest thing I've ever gone through. Harder than the trauma in my childhood, harder than any breakup, harder than the nights spent wide awake in my mind, incarcerated in cycles of anxiety, thinking about how I'm ever going to possibly transcend the suffering that I have experienced. It's the hardest thing I've ever gone through because I feel like I no longer have a healthy outlet for my pain. I turn to substances, I turn to antisocial behaviours, I turn to exercise, but none of them really convey or deal with my emotions the way my passion did. However, the most profound lesson I've learned from taking a step back from writing is the necessity of powering through hardship. Forcing myself to do menial tasks like getting up out of my bed, cleaning my room, going to the gym and brushing my teeth has now given me a high tolerance to sit through things that are uncomfortable or painful and experience them wholly. And if one avenue shuts down, the only way through it is to evolve and change. I may never be the same writer I was because I am not the same person I was. So here I am now, with an evolving artistic medium, finally writing again in a vastly different way than I was before.